We coming through loud and clear, Craig? Had good audio and video? All right, perfect. Thank you, sir. Hey, Mike, how are you? Well, appreciate everybody joining us this morning. A little bit different setup this morning. A lot of times we do our webinars in the afternoon or in the evening, but we wanted to do this one a little earlier in the morning, see if we can get a little bit of the markets moving here for us. And we wanted to talk a little bit about scalping Nadex binary options in live markets. So we're going to just do a quick intro here, and we'll open a few charts, see if we can find anything going on right now for us to kind of show you live some of the strategies we're talking about here, and just help you understand a few things about scalping some binaries. So let's jump right in, knock some things out so we can get right to it here. Disclosures: trading futures, options, or any financial instrument involves risk, may not be suitable for every investor. Information here in this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only, and not an offer or a solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any particular financial instrument offered by Nadex, and as always, past performance not indicative of future results. If you're brand new to Nadex, hop on over to nadex.com. You can get some quick information over there about the different products that they offer. They basically offer two different products: binary options and spreads. You can also get a free demo account, and that's going to be very, very important to you. I'll pull you over there and show you a little more how to get that here in a little bit, but definitely a great place to be able to demo some of these things that we're going to talk to you about today and show you today. Okay. My name is John Skelton. I'm with apexinvesting.com. We're an online trading company. We're an education-based company of traders helping traders. We've got over 20,000 members. We've got different strategies and systems and indicators. We focus a lot on risk management and probability. It's one of the reasons we love to trade Nadex with their capitalist products. And we're a Nadex education partner. We do these application and strategy webinars for them each and every week here. And we're traders just like you. I've been with Apex now for about 3 years as head of operations. I've got a background in banking and as a stockbroker. Do a lot of education for traders, but I'm a trader just like you. I trade Nadex binaries and spreads on a daily basis. We all trade them. We trade them in our live trade rooms, and so we're just here to give you some free education on who is Nadex, what is Nadex, how do Nadex binaries and spreads work, and just kind of give you a little bit of idea of how we trade them, and give you a little bit of insight on some of our experience and some things we found, some do's and don'ts and stuff like that. So today's topic is we're talking about scalping Nadex binaries in live option or live markets. Okay, and so we'll talk a little about what is scalping. And you know, something I hear a lot of when it comes to binaries is, hey, I got into a binary trade, it was going great, I was getting profitable, and then it went against me. And it's kind of the age-old question of, you know, should I scalp or should I hold until expiration? And fortunately with Nadex, that is an option for you. You can hold a binary option until expiration, or you can get out early. Now some of you are saying, scalp, what is scalping? What do you mean by scalping? And I'm going to show you a little bit what I mean by that here. And we're going to talk about, you know, the difference of, hey, when I get into a binary option, it shows me my, you know, max potential profit. Should I hold out and try to get full profit? Just, you know, and try to get every little dollar I can and squeeze every dollar out of every trade? Or should I exit early, taking a little bit of profit? What if it goes against me, you know, in the other direction? Should I get out early? Should I hold on to it, hoping it'll come out? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and a little bit about greed versus profit and good strategies, and about reading the market and trusting your chart. It's another good reason to have a Nadex demo account is so that you can test your strategy and system, have a plan, and like Edgar just said, stick to your plan. Okay, learn to trust your system, not to go with gut instinct. If the chart tells you to get in, you get in. If this chart and the strategy tells you to get out, you get out. And you have to have confidence in your strategy and enough history of demo testing your strategy to know that you trust it and know the rules. So yes, today's webinar is being recorded, and I'll show you here in a little bit where that recording will be here in just a few days, as well as some previous webinars that you can watch. We're not going to have time this morning it's going to be a very short webinar. We're not going to have time to really get into the basics of binaries and what is a binary and how does that work and what are all the differences between 5 minutes and 20-minute binaries. So for some of you, if this is a little over your head, don't worry, just try to keep up with us, and at the end here I'm going to show you where you can go back and get some more education, check out some previous education and previous webinars, you know, and review the basics of binaries and all the information that you'll need to make sure that this webinar kind of all comes together for you. Okay, so real quick, what do we mean when we talk about binary scalping? What is binary scalping? Well, scalping is short-term, quick trades, kind of in and out, not holding it till expiration. It's just getting in, let the value of it go up, and get out. It's simply that. And you're taking advantage of quick, small moves in the market, or taking advantage of time decay, meaning the closer it gets to expiration and your binary strike is in the money and increasing in value. It could increase in value even if the market's not moving. An example of a scalp trade would be, for example, buy a binary at $30, and instead of holding out and seeing if it stays in the money all the way to expiration, you know, valued at 100, you buy at 30 and then you exit when it's worth 60. Okay, that's 100% potential return there, and I want to talk a lot about that today. You know, a lot of people get wrapped up in, okay, well, I got in a binary trade, I bought it for 30 bucks, and now it's worth 50, and now it's worth 60. Oh, I got out. Oh, come on, that was 30 bucks. Why are you guys all, why are you talking about this little scalp plan to make 20 or 30 bucks? Like, that's not exciting to me. That doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Well, one of the big mistakes I've seen a lot of Nadex traders make, especially binary traders, is thinking in the terms of dollars as opposed to percentage and percentage of return. Just look back at that example on the screen right now. I bought at 30, I exited at 60. I just doubled my money in a matter of minutes, perhaps, right? And you got to stop looking at it in just simple terms of a dollar amount and start looking at it as percentage of return. Because for some of you, you might be like, that's great, make 30 bucks real quick on in and out. I love it, I'll take it. Others are like, 30 bucks, that's not exciting. Well, we're talking one contract. Okay, let's say you have a smaller account and you're trading one contract and you're making 30 bucks and then 30 bucks and then 30 bucks. And you're doing that a few times a day, every day for a month. You know, you have a $1,000 account. All of a sudden at the end of the month, you might have a $2,000 or $3,000 account, right? And now all of a sudden one contract might be 2 or 3 contracts at a time. So a quick scalp of 30 bucks now turns into 60 bucks or 90 bucks. What if you're doing 10 contracts at a time? Well, that's 300 bucks. Scalp 300 bucks, scalp 300 bucks, scalp 300 bucks. That gets exciting, right? Or more exciting. So I want you to really kind of change your mentality of not focusing on just dollars, but on percentages, okay? And on returns. So it's one of the first things there I wanted to cover with you. And like I said, binary scalping is great for part-timers as well, very quick, can be fast-paced trading as well. So let's take a quick look at some markets here. I want to pull up a couple of charts. Let's just kind of see what's going on right now. Give me just a second here. Let's pull a couple up and see if there's, got some examples to show you. But let's see if we can find anything going on live for us right now and see if we can take a look at some different examples. Let me pull up a couple charts. Let's check out what's going on the YM on the Dow. Now what you're looking at here in front of you, these charts here, these are some of our apex charts here. And let's pull up the NASDAQ. We actually just missed a possible one on the NASDAQ. Here at Apex, we've got several different strategies, several different systems, lots of different indicators that we use, okay? And I'm just kind of showing you, we're going to do some of these live type webinars here moving forward. I'm just showing you a couple different examples here of a few things that I use. I use several different things when trading binaries and spreads. This is just a quick example of one very basic thing that I use at times. notice on the chart, you see our bars, and you see all these letters. You see A and P and E and X. Well, what does that spell? Apex, name of our company, right? What does that mean? Well, very quickly, A, see market come over here, kind of made a high. A is kind of A like alert, and then the market comes down and makes a low. It's a P, like it's pivoting, and then E is our entry, right? And I enter just 3 ticks above the close of this E bar. Okay, now there's some other rules and a couple other little things we're looking at here, but just in general, that's one of many different things that I use at times for determining direction. Okay, it's one of our directional indicators. Okay, and let's just take a look here at, let's just look at yesterday real quick here. Well, hold on, let me check a few other markets, see if we've got anything else setting up right now, because what I want to mainly look at right now in our short time here, we've just got 20 or 30 minutes, is I want to look at some 20-minute binary trades, okay? And you can see it on the chart here. You see like yesterday's here, we got A, P, and E, and green, the green apexes. Well, what do you think, what direction do you think that's telling us it's going? Up, right? On our red or short letter E, where do you think it's going? Down, right? Pretty simple. Like I said, there's several other rules to this strategy and system here that I can show you where you can get some more information on. And all right, what do we have here on, all right, we just had a quick setup here on ES, and we're getting in possibly a little bit late, but let's take a look here. What do we have here on 20-minute binaries on ES? Let's take a look here. So we look like we've got a setup there to go long, right? Let me just double check that first. Yep. Okay. So let's take a look here. So we've got 16 minutes to expiration. I've got all these different binary contracts to choose from, right? Well, I can do several different things. I could get an in the money binary and try to hold it closer to expiration. I can get an at the money binary, meaning around $50, and try to scalp that. Or maybe I only want to, scalp, like we mentioned, like a $30 binary. So there's all kind of different options there that I can choose from. And just to give you a little bit of example, let's do a couple different ones here. I'm going to now this is not a trade recommendation. This is all in demo here. I'm not suggesting that you take this trade by any means. This is all demo here just to kind of show you a couple quick examples and give you an idea. All right, we'll see how these trades work out for us and see if we can get them to move a little bit for us so I can show you what we're looking at here. So what did I do? What I did here, oh, I did that wrong. Hold on. Sorry. Get rid of that. Give me a second. All right, let me pop this one in here. Okay. So just as example here, okay, what we did was we got into 2 different binaries. All right. I got into the 21.39.75, all right, for about $54, and that was an at the money binary. And then I got into the 21.40.25, right? So let's kind of mark those on our charts. 21.39.75. Let's see here, 21.39.75. Oh, hold on, let's scroll out. Let me just get this on here, guys, and then we'll kind of walk through a little more here. I just want to get those placed. 21.39.75. So that was about right here, right? Okay, that line right there. Whoops, I'm using the wrong one. And then the other binary we got into was a little bit higher, 21.40.25. Okay. Let's see here, 21.40.25. Right there, right? Okay, so this one at the time we got in, it was right at where the market was. Okay, this one right here. That's what we call like an at the money binary. Okay, we got into it around $50, right? Okay, so as long as the market stays above that level, we would be profitable. right? But I also got into one that was a little higher up, right? Meaning that the market would need to move, okay? So let's take a look here. We got into that one for about $54. We got into this one for $30. So our risk and our amount tied up was a little bit less on this out of the money contract, right? So now I could have gone, there's plenty of other contracts I could have chosen, okay? But I was just using these two as an example. And again, I'm not telling you to take these trades. These are not recommended trades. All I'm trying to do here is try to show you the idea of scalping and how scalping can work differently depending on which option we chose, okay? So I'm just trying to see if this trade sets up for us. We got the setup. We've got 13 minutes left on this trade. We've got a little bit of retrace in the market right now. The market could pop down against us, okay, because the market's already come down a pretty good amount. This could just be a retrace and coming back down, or it could pop up. So we will keep an eye on this trade, and I'm going to move this chart over here out of our way just a little bit, and we're going to keep an eye on this and see if this trade starts to move back in our direction, and I can show you a little more what I'm talking about here and what I want to show you. And I'm going to move this over as well just so I can keep an eye on it while we move forward a little bit here. Let's look at any other markets real quick though. All right, we've got the Nasdaq and we've got the Russell. Okay. All right, so let's just keep those right there, and I'm going to keep an eye on them as we move forward, okay? And I'll show you, I know some of you are asking, hey, what are these indicators, or hey, what does this mean? I'll show you where you can get some more information on that. We just got real limited time here, so I want to try to dig into the meat and potatoes here to kind of show you these concepts, and then I'll try to answer a few questions and show you where you can get some more info on this. Okay, so we've got that live market trade there. We've still got 11 minutes and 40 seconds. We'll see how that works. Let me show you a couple examples. I was going to do this webinar last week, and I did a couple of trade examples to show you and exactly what I mean here. And let's see here. All right, so this is an example from last week, okay? Same chart I just showed you. We've got the market coming up here. And then what do we have right here? The same indicators I was showing you earlier, a P and an E, right? And then I'm looking to enter a trade just 3 ticks below that E. And since it's a red P and E, what are we looking for? We're looking to go for the market to go down, right? Okay, so I saw this trade set up. This is on NQ, which is the Nasdaq, okay? And so I'm looking to go short, and I was looking for a short-term trade. I was looking at the 20-minute binaries. And as you know, Nadex offers 20-minute binaries on the 4 U.S. indices. Okay, so here were my different options. I had a bunch of different options to choose from that were expiring at 11 a.m. and I had a bunch of different options to choose from. Okay, and what I did here was similar to what I just showed you because I wanted to give you some examples. And so I took 2 different binaries, all right? I was selling, again, because we were going short. So I sold one for $79.50. And if I sold for $79.50, that's a pretty low risk, right? Because I'm only risking what? About $20.50 there, right? Because that's an out-of-the-money binary. Okay, then I also sold one a little higher, which was more at the money. And I sold it the 4803, I sold it for $45. So I had a little bit more risk there, right? So I took an at the money and I took an out of the money, okay? So I took those and the market was moving pretty good for us. So pretty quickly I was up in my profit here. You can see that, right? I was up $11 on this out of the money one and up about $20 on the in the money, okay? And still had almost 9 minutes to go here. All right, so pretty quickly we were in profit there. Okay, so keep an eye on this. See this, 11 and 20. All right, so we had the trade set up. I was looking at the different options, and I chose those particular two. Okay, so remember the setup. We had the P and the E. I got in just a little under that, and boom. See, market starts going our direction. That's why we were in profit pretty quickly there, right? And look, boom. Now with only 5 minutes to go to expiration, we're up 38 bucks a piece. You see that? Moving pretty good. All right, just a couple of minutes later, up even a little bit more. Only 3 minutes to go. Okay, so you see that? Pretty nice, right? Now look what happens. As the market's coming down, what does it start to do here? We start to get a little retrace, right? Look where we were here when we were up 40 on this one and up almost 40 on this one. We had 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go, right? Getting close to expiration. And what do I see happening? I start to see a retrace in the market. See that? Market's starting to pop up. Now look what happens. With a 1 minute and 44 seconds to go, boom. Remember I was up about $40 on this out of the money one here? Now look, as the market's retracing, coming back against us a little bit, I'm only up $13.25. Okay? Boom. Then what happens? 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. I'm still up on this one. I'm still up on my at the money. See here, see this indicative? The indicative is at 4,800. Okay? So on this binary I sold, I said that the market will be below 4,803. And it is below 4,803, right? So that's why I'm in the money here still and profitable. But this lower risk one, okay, this out of the money one, I only had about $20 at risk. I was saying the market would be below 47.99. So the market had to move down below 47.99, and it did for a little bit there, right? Okay, but then it popped up. And so see, it is negative now with just 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. See that? The market popped up. All right, and you can't really see it right here, but this was right at 11 o'clock. This was right at the time of expiration. It pops up against me, and look what happens here with just 8 seconds to go, right before expiration. See that? It expired at a little over 4,800. So it did not expire below 47.99.5. So I lost on that one. All right, this one I still was profitable on this one, but that one did not expire profitable. So when it comes to should I scalp or should I hold, sometimes you may think, hey, well, I'll make a little more if I hold until expiration, but the market can go against you, and then what? Like how many times you said, oh man, I should have held that one a little longer and I could have gotten a few more dollars out of it, right? You're like, oh, I could have gotten a little bit more out of that. But how many times has it gone to expiration and completely gone against you and you wished you would have taken profit, right? Okay, so you have to read the charts and markets first of all. You have to see if the market's starting to pull back against you and know when to exit. Okay, and you have to have a good understanding of not being greedy and have good risk-reward ratios and how to set take profit orders as well. And we'll talk about that a little bit. Okay, but let's take a look here. Let's look back at this example. Do you remember we had the trade set up? We got into both of these trades and the market was moving our direction. You remember when at this point right here we were up $40 on this trade and we were up almost $40 on this trade. Now let's take a look here. What did I risk on this trade, this out of the money trade? I sold it for $79.50. So I was only risking what? It's only risking $20.50, right? Okay, so my risk was 20 bucks. How much have I made on this trade at this point? I put up 20, I risked 20, and at this point I'm up 40. That's, yeah, Ezra's right. That's 200%. Again, some of you are saying, oh, 40 bucks, 40 bucks. Okay, but I only put up 20 bucks to get it. I put up 20 bucks and I was up 200%. Now, where was the current market? It was at $39. So what is the possible greedy side of me saying to myself? Well, if I just hold on to it, I can make another almost 40 bucks, right? Isn't that possibly what maybe the greedy side of me is saying? Well, if I just hold it longer, I can still make more. Well, in this example, how did that work out for us? It expired at 0, didn't it? How many of you have had that happen? Show of hands. You got into a binary trade, it's going in your favor, your profit and loss is going up, you're making money, and you think, wow, I've done pretty well on this trade. Should I get out now and take my profit? Or, ooh, I want to hold for a little bit more and get a little bit more, and then the market pops against you, and you walk away with 0. I know I've been there. Yep, Josh says, yep, been there. Ezra, yep. We've all been there, right? Well, I want you to just think about that. Dan says, yep, frustration, been there many times. Okay, happens to me all the time, Scott says. So that is the idea of scalping, okay? And again, this is not going to be a long, in-depth, crazy webinar. It's just to try to get you to understand there's a difference when you're looking at binaries of, do you hold till expiration, or do you exit with some profit early and scalp it? Okay, I would have been much better off in this particular situation by exiting, correct? Because I only put up 20 bucks and I was up 40, but then I walked with 0. Okay, so when it comes to having a trade plan, okay, maybe I'm going into my trade with an exact plan. Yes, I need to watch the markets. Yes, I need to see what the markets are doing, okay, and I need to follow what the chart is telling me, okay, but I can also go into it with the plan. Right here, for example, if I got into this trade and I put up 20 bucks risk, maybe I am going into it wanting a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, saying, okay, I'm selling this for $79.50. I'm putting up 20 bucks and I want to double my money. I want to have a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. I want to risk 20 to make 20. And so I automatically put a take profit order in for when this thing gets down to $59.50, it gets me out and gets me my 20 bucks, right? I could have that set in place. Had I had that set in place, or maybe I want to go for 2-to-1, and when it hits 40, it got me out. If I had that in place, boom, I would have gotten that, right? I would have gotten into that trade. It would have got me out with profit and done. Okay, I could have done the same with this one as well. Okay, I sold this one for $45.75. It was down to 6 bucks. Now, this one did expire in the money, but what if the market moved against me? Like right here, it was down to 6 bucks. Remember how the market was starting to retrace back up here? What if I didn't know how far it was going to retrace back up? It could have gone all the way against me. But was it smart for me to hold out till expiration just to get another $6 and potentially give up the almost $40 profit I was already up? Do you see that? So when you're getting close to your max, like especially with an at the money binary, when you're getting close to your max profit, or you're seeing that the market's starting to slow down, is it really always the best thing to do to hold out? What are you doing at this point? You got into this trade risking 45 bucks. But now at this point, what are you really risking here? You're risking $39.75 to make 6. Right? Does that make sense? It's almost like you're risking a certain amount when you get in the trade, but when you get in the trade and it goes in your favor and you're profitable, what am I now risking? With 3 minutes to go, I'm risking almost 40 to make 6 more, in a sense, right? You see that? And so that's where, yeah, so I could have just bought it around there. Okay, normally if I, Scott says, so you buy back around 6. Well, in this example, I'm just saying I would have exited both of these trades early. But I purposely did not do that because I wanted to show you examples here. Okay, so again, I'm not giving you recommendations here. Personally, if I would have sold this for 45, I probably would have got out of it when it was down to about 15 or 20. Okay, I would have gone for 25, 30 bucks, got out. This one here, I only risked 20 bucks on it. It's going down in my favor. I'd have probably got out when I was about 20, 25 bucks up. I really like looking at a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio there when I'm scalping. Okay, because again, when I'm scalping, I'm not looking for a big long trend in the market. I'm not necessarily looking to hold it till expiration. I just want to take advantage of that quick directional move and kind of get in and out real quick. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. And so I'm looking for, with my strategy or system, to show me the direction of the market, and I need to try to have as much time in my favor as possible. Okay, now like that trade setup we just looked at here a minute ago, the market was coming up here, popped up, it popped down, it went against us, so we did not win those trades in that 20-minute binary. Okay, now the market's popping back up. Obviously that's going to happen at times. Okay, I'm using 20-minute binaries here as an example, just talking about quick trades. You can do scalping with 5-minute binaries, you can do that with 20-minute binaries, you can do them with hourly binaries. Okay, maybe if we'd gotten a 1 o'clock expiration, maybe by 1 o'clock it's going to pop back up here. Okay, so you do want to have time in your favor. And you guys can all keep an eye on the ES, US 500 to see, where was that one we got in at 21.39.75? Well, if we'd have gotten a 1 o'clock expiration, we'll see. Maybe that one would have won there. Okay, we'll see by 1 o'clock where that comes back up to. I was just using some quick examples of 20-minute binaries. Okay, so again, guys, today, not a long, in-depth webinar. I just wanted to, something I've seen a lot of lately is people talking about, man, I was way up and then it went down against me. And you have to look at, is it wise for you to hold, or is it wise for you to scalp? How much time do you have to trade? Maybe you don't have a lot of time to trade and sit in front of the computer for a whole hour or 2-hour expiration. You want to get in and out. And the best way to do that is to take profit orders. All right, if you want to go for a 1-to-1 expiration, just as an example, again, this is not a trade recommendation. Let's say I wanted to go in here and I wanted to buy, let's say this one right here. Okay, let's just say as an example, I wanted to buy this for 30 bucks. Okay, because I think the market's going up, for example. All right, well, I put up about 30 bucks for this trade, and I want to make 30 bucks on this trade. So if I bought it for $29.25, what price did I have to sell it at to make 30 bucks? $59.25, right? So I click it. It already comes open as a sell, and I just change the price to $59.25, and I hit place order. So now it's a working order. It's sitting in there. It's not an executed order. It's sitting in there waiting to fill. So I bought it for $29.25. So I risked about 30 bucks. If the market gets up and I can sell it for $59.25, boom, it'll execute my order. So it's already in there. It's in place. I don't have to do much to manage this trade. It's already all set, right? I have a direction of the market according to my strategy or system. I know exactly what I've risked and the max I can lose. I know what I want to make. It's all set in there, okay? Very quick and easy there and simple to do, okay? And again, you can do scalping on all the different time frames of binaries. I was just showing you a quick 20-minute example. Real quick here, if we hop on over to nadex.com, if you go over to the Nadex site and you go here to Learning Center, and here under Webinars, you can go right here to Webinar Archive, and you can go right over here to Filter by Presenter. And if you click down on this, you can go right here and find us, Apex Investing Institute. And this will give you, show you a bunch of the previous webinars we've done. And for some of you that today's webinar might have been a little quick or over your head, just a couple things you can do here. You can go and you can scroll back here, and there's a couple of videos I would suggest you watch. One of them is this right here, choosing the right binary for your strategy. Okay, talks about the difference of at the monies and in the monies. Nadex Binaries 101, for those of you that are brand new and not even sure exactly what binaries are or how they work. And right here, in the money and out of the money binary strategies. Okay, we talk about what are binaries, different ways to use them, some scalping. So if anything today was kind of over your head and quick, I know it was a very quick webinar, you can check those out there. Also, hop on over and visit us at apexinvesting.com. I know a few of you are asking about certain rules and indicators and what some of those were. Hop on over to apexinvesting.com. We have hundreds of hours of free education over there, step-by-step training courses on binaries and spreads, different strategies, different systems. You can watch completely free videos on some of those indicators and strategies I showed you there with the Apex pattern. That was called the Apex pattern. And you can go through and see exactly how that works. And if you have any questions at all, you can hit us up on the live chat or submit a ticket to the help desk. And see here, Leonardo says, do you suggest out of the money, at the money, in the monies? Leonardo, it's not an easy question to answer there. You know, I use different ones based on how the market's moving. You know, if the market's moving really fast and got a lot of volume behind it, I might lean more towards an out of the money with a lower risk, hoping for a good move. If it's moving a little slower, I might be looking more for, you know, at the money or in the money because I don't expect it, okay? So anyway, guys, just a very quick, brief webinar there. Want to open your eyes to the world of scalping and having a plan and sticking to it, and that way you're not seeing yourself be way up in profit and then towards expiration it come back against you. Don't be greedy and hold on to something too long. Have a plan, have a take profit in mind, watch your chart, read your markets, and do what your chart and your strategy and system is telling you to do, okay? All right, guys, we are about out of time here, but I hope that helped a few of you here to kind of open your eyes a little bit there and, you know, to realize some of your, you know, some issues that some of you might be having there and why some of these trades might not end up profitable for you when they could have, and just sometimes those exiting early and taking those scalps and taking profit off the table when you have it could really turn your trading around and your trading account. So check out those previous webinars and check us out next week. We look forward to seeing you again for another live trading session with our Nadex application and strategy webinar series. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great trading day.